If the first game breaks, we'll get you to let up, put on more steam. Protect our kickers, our quarterback, our lead, our ball game. All obstacles, block, cut aside, 2 games after this win in. Rush you again, we're here for the first minute. Carry my team every 6 minutes.
Rocky Top, you'll always be.
All I know is go Vols, because that's all I know. Go Vols!
Doesn't have to be perfect, ain't gonna be perfect. We go compete for 60 freaking minutes. All right, enjoy the opportunity, enjoy the environment, and then go play our butts off, play for one another, and have a hell of a lot of fun. Everybody got me?
Yes,
all right. Yeah. That's fun, wasn't it?
Yeah! Let's go, guys.
Yeah, I love it. Hey, all we're trying to do is be the best team every Saturday we step on the field. That's it. That's the beginning of our journey. We get one more next week. Good teams, they keep getting what?
Better.
Yeah, great teams don't make the same mistake twice. We got a chance to have a really special group.
To be the man, you gotta beat the man, and I'm saying, woo, right here.
Make the decision. You're either a Vol or you're not, through thick and thin.
But you know what? Let's talk a little Vols. That is not me trying to take any shine away from the phenomenal channel Talking VAWLS that my guy Boogie Bentley runs, so shout out to them. But let's talk a little Vols here.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. The boys are here. Foul Ming's in the house. Diver is here. Captain D is here to celebrate. Boys, it ain't got to be perfect. It ain't going to be perfect. Just go out and play football for 60, maybe plus. Sometimes you got to play a little extra. I love what Josh Heupel says, man. All we got to do is be the better team every single week. That's it. 1 week at a time. Go out, take care of business, and be the better team at the end of the game. That's what Tennessee did. Again, the quote, ain't got to be perfect, ain't gonna be perfect. It wasn't perfect. There's a lot of ugly stuff that we can talk about tonight. But the bottom line is you went on the road. Why was it a theme? Why was it a theme all week long, man? Y'all seem like you were sick of hearing it. Boogie, we get it. It's tough to go on the road and win in the SEC. It's tough to go on the road and win in the SEC. But guess what? When you needed a big boy drive, when the game was on the line, all square with hardly any time left to play, Joey Aguilar said, hold my beer. He picked this football team up. He was perfect going down the field. They got the ball in the end zone, and they came out with a dub. We're going to get your comments. We're going to go through this thing. Plenty to talk about. Come on in. Smash the thumbs up. That's easy. Share it out. Let somebody know we're live. Foul Ming, opening thoughts. Tennessee gets the win in overtime over Mississippi State.
Let me get my heart rate down here just a little bit. I'm over here sweating, fired up. Once we got the win. The better team won. Tennessee was a better team walking onto the field. and Tennessee was a better team walking off the field. We got the win. Monkey off the back. I don't care how we can describe. We'll get into all that stuff all the way down the road. Monkey off the back. Got in a raucous environment. Things weren't going our way. Put on more steam. You can tell this team's starting to take on Joey's persona in the good times and the bad. Everybody stays calm. Everybody stays under control, stays patient. Just keep swinging. Like I told you before the game, Chris Brazel, he's going to show up, and he had to show up, and he did. When you had to have it, he's there. When we walked on the field today, the goal was to win the damn game. We won the damn game. This team did what they had to do. I'm fired up. I'm still a little excited, but I'm proud of this team, man. I'm proud of this team because there's plenty of times when we've been in this situation. We're in this situation a couple weeks ago, and it looks like we learned something because we come into overtime. Everybody dropped their heads because we got to overtime and got flat. This team didn't do that. We come out, we got the ball, first play, Bishop right down the field, get a touchdown. And then I'm sure we're going to have a lot to say about this defense. This defense gave you 14 points today. We lost a couple of scores, took off the board. We dropped one, whatever. This defense gave you 2 scores today. And when they had to have it to seal the game, this defense got it done.
Dauber, thoughts on the win over Mississippi State in overtime?
Oh man, I stopped taking notes. I got so into the game. It was really at that point where the horrible OPI was called on Brazil because I just got mad. That was ridiculous. But the big takeaway for me coming out of this game, I'm going to say 2 guys. One, I mean, Joey, what he's done, being on campus for such a short time and being able to run this offense, being so calm in situations like you saw against Georgia, on the road in that environment tonight, down, and being able to run this off. Had his best drive of the night coming from behind in the 4th quarter. Dude is a gamer, and we lucked into that situation. The other guy I want to talk about is Arion Carter. Dude was all over the field today, wrecking stuff. And I know, like Fowl said, that there's going to be some stuff to unpack about this defense and some other stuff, but that's another dude right there. Just excited. This is the next step in a process for a team that is trying to grow and mature, and it is Fowl nailed it, taking on the identity of your quarterback who is gritty and grinding it out, and man, they're fun to watch.
You mentioned Arion Carter. Arion Carter, I don't know if you knew this. AP put it out on VolQuest. I don't remember if it was this morning, maybe late last night. Turf toe. Like, he was banged up. They didn't know if he was going to play the entire game or not. He goes out, leads this team with 17 tackles on the day. Dustin, what were your thoughts? Big win for Tennessee. Look, at one point in the game, I think it was around the time Dauber threw his toys and said, "I'm done. I'm out of here." Offensive PI on Brazel. I'm like, this game's over. Like, how do we respond with 2 conference losses to start this season? The playoffs are over. Our conference hopes are over. I may have quit. Dauber may have thrown his remote. Guess what? This team didn't quit. They battled back. Big win, Dustin. Big win.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was a little bit of poetic justice. Is almost the same kind of play that Georgia hit us on in overtime. And so it was great to get that, to get it into overtime in the first place, and to have that resiliency is huge, because I don't know how long I've been on this show now, for 2, almost 3 years, maybe now. And I've said from the beginning, what kills me more than anything and our hurdles that we've had to go through is losing to teams that we shouldn't lose to, and losing these games on the road like we have in the past. So super glad to get over that hump tonight. A sloppy win is still a win, like you said. And so hopefully there's a lot to learn from it. They gave us a lot of the taste of our own medicine in this game. We couldn't really stop them at a lot of times, but to hunker down and bear it out through 4 quarters and then overtime was huge. Another missed kick today could have helped us going into halftime, but lots of positives to take out of this, regardless of how sloppy it may have been.
Let me catch up with you guys in the chat. We like to talk this thing out. We'll stay live as long as you guys want to stay live. We'll voice our opinions. We'll go through your opinions, and we'll talk this thing through. Will Dyer for 5 said the OPI was egregious. The mouthpieces on the field, every play is ridiculous. The offensive pass interference, live, I thought, okay, he pushed him. Replay, absolute awful call. Will Dyer dropped another 2, says horrific clock management. Like I said, there's plenty of things to criticize in this game, and we're going to go through it all. Will, don't you worry. Chris Van Noy's been a member for 8 months. Heupel deserves a stern talking to by Danny over clock management. Pop Warner coaches are better with timeouts than that. We're going to talk about it. Caleb Bray for 5. Stupid. Hype better be bombarded with questions about wasting 30 seconds on the final drive. Terrible tackling. Should have never been this close. J-Vol's been a member for 34 months. Win or lose, Heupel has shown he won't win a title. Man, oh man, some negativity after a dub, boys. Vols fan for life for 2. I hate negative Vols. D played a great game. I'm going to agree with you, Vols fan for life. Don't you worry. I got some bullets in the chamber to talk about this defense. J-Vol for 5, not a great coaching performance at the end, but Tennessee just did to Mississippi State what Georgia did to Tennessee 2 weeks ago. You know what happens? That's what good football teams do. Yeah. Good football teams show up on their worst day, and they find a way to win. That's what Georgia did to Tennessee, and now that's what we just did to Mississippi State. Caleb Bray for 2. Gosh, I lose years off my life every Saturday. Me too, Caleb. Luke Thompson for 2. Bend, don't break. JP Carter for 5. Ain't going to be perfect. Ain't going to be perfect, but the Vols win on the road. Go Big Orange. Big Trey drops a 20 spot. We will play the clip.
Rocky Top!
Big Trey says lots of plays we would want back. Great to see Big Dave. Arian freaking Carter. Mississippi State is legit. Brazil is amazing. Refs make me want to roll my eyes. Go Vols. Clock management must get better coaches. Let me hit this one. This is a big one. Good old Nate Pruitt. He dropped this 50 spot while the game was still going on. I love the color pink not as much as orange, but let's play this clip.
All I know is go Vols, because that's all I know. Go Vols.
Nate dropped this one at 7:47 and says, cover charge boogie. Howdy, Vols fan. Make your decision. You're either a Vol or you're not, whether we win or lose. God bless and go Vols. That's why the game was still going on. Drops another 50 spot and says, now I'm going to double down. This is after the game. Make your decision. You're either a Vol or you're not. Love this Vols team. Love my Vols family. God bless and go Vols. Shout out good old Nate Pruitt. We appreciate you. Landon drops an orange boy. We'll play the clip.
Rocky Top!
Landon said, I doubted our boys at times, but we stood strong. GBO. Thank you, Landon. Appreciate you, brother. Joel Cooper for 10. Therapy for the – wait. What? Oh, happy for the dub, but Hype has got to stop coaching scared. 130 plus, 3 timeouts, and you go into overtime with 2 of those timeouts. I still got a lot of super chats. We'll come back to that. Dave Morrison for 2. Don't want to hear any BS. That was a damn good game. SP Weasel gifted 5 Talkin Vols memberships. We appreciate it. If you're not a member and like what we do, you can hit the join button down below. It's only $1. $1 a month. You support this channel. It doesn't survive without that support, so we appreciate SP Weasel. Caleb Bray for 5. Great, hard-fought victory. Glad we finally came out on the good side. The coaches put the kids in some sticky situations, both offensively and defensively. David for 5. Didn't look great on either side of the ball, but made the plays where they needed to. GBO. Tonto for 2. Josh Pate nailed it. Headed to the hospital. Luke Thompson for 2. What a brave man Dave Sanders is. He's elite. That's what you do. He made a mistake too. Man, what a big moment to come back and respond after that and still pick up a first down. VH Pickle became a member. Shout out VH Pickle. Adam Huckabee's been a member for 33 months. My blood pressure just returned to normal. Matthew Watson says it's time for Travis Smith or Boo Carter to play more on offense. Also, Big Dave looked good besides the false start. Noah says, my keys to the game, defensive sacks, TFLs, and Joey freaking A. My locks to the game, tip, pass turnovers, and bad PI calls. Tennessee Tonto says, Braz for Heisman Trophy. Will Dyer says, the sack fumble after the fake punt was my favorite part. Get that out of here. What a response that was. Bad Quality says, what a stop by the defense. Yeah, rush defense, blah, blah. Regardless, we should have been up by 10 with Max and Brazil, but who cares? A win is a win. Tim, the Tennessee Tornado, let's effing go, baby. The OPI call, bad quality becomes a member of the channel. Tucker White says it wasn't pretty at all from turnovers and clock management. We'll probably drop a spot or two in the polls tomorrow, but a win is a win. I don't think so. Mississippi State was right outside the top 25. You went on the road. You beat them in overtime. I don't think we move anywhere. Trey
Mississippi
says
State was scoring 50 plus to 8, I think, or something, or 6 or something on opponents in the first quarter. So I don't think we'll drop there.
And ranked just outside the top 25, right? 4-0.
That's a good team.
They're a good football team. Trey says clock management was horrible at the end. Need to do better. Gabriel Ryan says cardiac road Vols. Dropping some custom Talkin Vols emojis. Randall Dupree joins the channel. We appreciate you. I got my start in Boogie's chat for 2. RTT on Roach channel talking mad, I'm sure. Michael Davis, too close for comfort. A lot of mistakes, but we found a way. The sack, fumble, scoop, and score. The play after they burned us on the fake punt was huge. Also, what a drive that came from tying the game. Cletus, the barber, beefcake.
Rocky Top!
He says, I know folks are fired up about the defensive secondary, but thank God for them. I know folks are fired up about drop passes, but thank God for our receivers. Want to hear y'all's thoughts on clock management, please. All right, let's pause. We'll come back. We appreciate the super chats. You guys are being very generous, but everybody's asking about clock management. So we're going to pause, talk about clock management, and then we'll come back to you guys in the chat. So let's talk about that. First of all, the big boy drive, right? Big boy drive. You got 8 minutes to play. And in this offense, we know they want to go quick, right? Up tempo fast, but Josh Heupel slows it down. They go 13 plays, 75 yards. You eat up 6 minutes worth of clock. Joey Aguilar goes 6 for 6, 54 yards, finds Chris Brazzell on a 4th and 4. You're down 7 points at this point. That 4th down, Chris Brazzell bobbling it, makes the catch. Huge big boy drive. Braylon Staley had a big second effort on that 3rd and 6. Joey punches it in with the QB power. It's 34-34. A minute 55 to play, and you're thinking, all right, what's Jeff Lebby got cooked? What's he got up his sleeve? Nothing. Tennessee's defense goes out and gets another stop. You've got 3 timeouts. You've got a minute 23. Dustin, what are your thoughts about how Josh Heupel handled that situation? Because he runs Bishop on first down, picks up 2 yards. He lets 25 seconds roll off the clock there. Like, what are your thoughts of the time management situation at the end of the game?
Yeah, in the moment, I was like, what the F are you doing? Come on. Let's get a couple more plays out of this and not have to, throw it to the end zone. Because as we saw, Aguilar put so much air into the ball, he didn't even get it there. But aside from that, I almost wonder, do y'all think he was playing for overtime? Like there was almost like a little bit of a quiet confidence, maybe something we don't know. But in the moment, I was definitely like, let's go. Come on. We could have had 2 more plays at least out of it.
Fowl, what were your thoughts on the clock management?
First of all, it's too much steam. There's too much steam. We put on too much steam. I'm sweating over here.
Yeah.
You're not trying to sell. Whoa! You're not trying to sell an only foul. Are you trying to sell an only foul shirt on a post game show? I didn't think we did that around here.
Absolutely.
I guess after an overtime win,
that's what we sell.
Conflict of interest.
You want a limited edition only foul shirt. It's not in the Bonfire store. It's not authorized by Talkin VAWLS. I'm putting the link in the chat. Once and only once. It's there. You want it, you better go buy it. Foul Ming, thoughts on clock management?
I was just as mad as y'all. I was all over it. At first, I was like, you kind of heard the announcers talking about it a little bit, and they're like, I'm not sure what's going on. I thought he's playing for the kick, right? Like I get that. Like, so we're trying to manage. I get what early, maybe obviously it bit us a little bit because what we burned there, 25 seconds right out the gate.
It bit you a lot because you didn't even get a chance to kick.
Right. But I think there were some moments in there where we could have used those timeouts and still gave us that opportunity. Because I don't know if Boogie heard me or not. I was just in and out, unmuting myself and hollering at you guys, and then mute myself back. But if you look at the end, it was the last 2 or 3 plays there when Mississippi State kind of got in that prevent. They were so far off. We could have run a little deep out or even a short out and picked up 10 yards twice. And we had time at the time. Now, once you got to 4 seconds, no, I also thought they rolled extra second. I know it's a second, but 5 seconds and 4 seconds is kind of a little different, even maybe 6 seconds. But I thought there was time. The whole time I was with you guys. Don't get me wrong. I'm with you guys. That was poor clock management, I thought. I'm not sure if he thought he was going to get a couple plays that he didn't get. Because if you get one of those, all of a sudden all this changes a little bit, right? Like if you get one of those and we get another 10 yards, 15 yards, but it just seemed like we didn't take advantage. It was the shot over the middle to what Staley, I think. That was the one where I'm like, I was screaming into the camera. I don't know if I was muted or not muted at the time, but they were so far off. You could have picked up an easy 10 to 12 yards right there. And all of a sudden, the next play is totally different. So I just think if we had, because I know you guys are going to go to a different angle here, so I'm just trying to push this a little bit. I think if you make that play, if you just 5, 8, 10 yards and turn around, get that 10, or take the play before, because they're so far off. If you take that, the whole dynamic changes, and at least we got a shot. You're taking, I mean, I'll take a 50-yarder. Like, let's take a shot, right? Like, give him a chance. So I think, yes, poor clock management early led to putting us in a bind, but I think we were one play away from the plan actually kind of working out. Maybe 2, right? Just 2 connections there. I just thought it's almost like once it didn't happen, he got in a bind, and then he's like, well, let's go to overtime.
Yeah. Darby, you're pretty animated. Jump in here.
You let 20 seconds roll off the clock. That's 2 plays right there.
Heck, maybe 3 plays. Maybe 3 plays.
I mean,
every bit of it. I agree.
This offense rolls when they're clicking and they're going. And to slow it down, bog it down, man, to me, it just looked like, and I hate to say this, you're playing for overtime. Or you don't want to. You're coaching not to lose right there, and that's a narrative that I think Heupel now that he's won on the road. Now I think you got to get rid of that narrative. I mean, you look at the opposite side right there. You look at Lebby, and I know they were underdogs at home, ranked team coming in, but he makes calls in that game that I don't know that Josh Heupel would. The fake punt, some of these, the end around fakes and trickery on offense. And I'm not dogging Heupel. I think he's a great coach, great offensive mind. But there are times where even a novice like myself, and I'm not making money to coach football games, you're kind of like, what the heck's he doing? I mean, I've watched a lot of football, and you're kind of like, man, come on, really? Because it was just like, at some point, you've got to have your teams back. And to me, it just looked like he was like, okay, I don't know about this. And it was just like tick, 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 tick. And I'm like, what are you doing? I'm screaming at the TV. I'm up. I'm sweating. I'm running around. It was just, man, all that to have it come out the way it did in overtime. It's one of those things, ifs and buts, candy and nuts. It worked out. So it's easy to sit here and second guess the choices that he made. And conversely, if it didn't work out, we'd still be sitting here doing the same thing, questioning those choices.
Yeah, I think, like, for the sake of conversation, like where Josh Heupel's coming from, Foul, you said it. He's playing for the kick, which why wouldn't you? Why would you not play to kick a field goal as time expires? Don't give Jeff Lebby any time to do anything, right? And he almost nailed it, right? And if you do what Foul says, if you hit some of those quick little throws, you move the football, you're in field goal range. We're talking about and I think a couple of the plays, like the one that you mentioned, Foul, where he tried to hit Braylon Staley deep down the middle, and that's almost a touchdown.
But he ran right where the defender was. Granted, it's still a 50-50 ball, and that can happen. It's not the worst play call ever, but it's the fact that, like, that's the only play the defense could have made. If you'd run the out or just stop, either one, like, there's nobody there. So it's not that they made the play. It's just like you gave them the only play they could have made.
My point is, though, that play took a lot of time. There was a play where Joey dropped back and stood back there forever and ate up a lot of time. He had a little 9-yard scramble that ate up a lot of time. And it's easy for us to look back at it now and go, well, after you ran Bishop on that first down, you let 20, 25 seconds run off the clock. You add that back, we're probably going to move the football into field goal range. We got an opportunity to kick it. However, you don't pick up that first down. You go quick, boom, boom, boom. We run 9 seconds off the clock. Jeff Lebby gets the football. You got a chance to lose. And I get it. I understand saying that
this could be a big narrative change.
Yeah, we're coaching not to lose instead of coaching to win until we go 3 and out and punt the football back and Jeff Levy and they go out there and make a couple of plays and they kick a field goal to win. And now we're going, why did Josh Heupel leave time on the clock? Right? All I'm saying is it's easy. Hindsight's 20/20. It's easy to look back and question it. Hey, it worked out for us. I'm happy we got the dub. We're here celebrating. I think Josh Heupel was afraid of giving Jeff Levy the football with time left on the clock. We can talk about him not being aggressive, right? We can talk about that because we've been asking where's our aggressive coach? Well, he showed where he was in the first half when you're tied at 17. Very similar situation that we saw against Georgia. 4th and short, right? It's 3rd and 6. Joey scrambles for 4 yards. You go up to the line, quick. We're going to go quick. Nope. We take a timeout after a check with me. We let the clock bleed down. It's 4th and 2 coming off the timeout. You send the offense back out there, bunch formation. You sneak Star Thomas out of the backfield. He catches it. Oh, my gosh, what happens when players execute? When players execute, you pick up 21 yards. You pick up the first down. You're cooking. You go score points. Look, hey, man, we're all entitled to our opinions, and I agree with you guys, honestly. I wish he would have been more aggressive there, but I can understand why he didn't. Let me catch back up with you guys in the chat. You got something else you want to add to it real quick?
Well, I was just going to say, conversely, you're a Mississippi State fan right now. Levy left time on the clock for us. So, think about
3 straight passes, right?
Yeah. So
I get it. I can validate why he did it. I'm with all of you all that I wish. I'm like, go. What are you doing?
I was screaming the same thing as y'all, like straight up. But I'm just saying, like, I get it. I get the goal in it. It was there. It was there. We just didn't take advantage.
What are you doing in the NCAA, Boogie? Are you sitting on the time?
Yeah. No way.
Well,
I'm probably letting it run down. I'm a coward.
You don't want to kick.
I'm a coward.
You don't want to kick.
Hey, let me tell you this, Dauber. We ain't talking about it because I'm up by 4 touchdowns and I'm smoking a cigar on the sideline.
Yeah.
Boys, I'm back on track.
I'm wondering, like, what Ming said a minute ago. It's like we saw that super aggressive philosophy the first couple of years with Heupel, and then he started getting a little smarter and conservative, and now it's kind of like, well, let's split the difference here, because there are times where it's like, a little too conservative for his own good.
I think early on, though, that's the way he had to coach because of the talent that he had.
Sure.
That was the difference in squeaking out a game against a team that was better than you.
Well, and
your point, Levy in year 2 looks like Heupel in year 2.
Yeah, and it proved a point, last year when we had to, run the ball out against Oklahoma and stuff like that. There has been plenty of times where he's learned and progressed, and that's all he talked about the offseason, how much like more experience and smarter he's got with those decisions. But like Dauber said, that's it's kind of a no-brainer there when like you have a chance or 2 or 3 to throw something up, put something together, and then you kind of just stall out there a little bit and end up running 1 play out of the 3.
Let me catch back up with you guys in the chat. Let me tell you something. We got 850 people watching live, and we've been on a membership drive. I've been asking you guys to join the channel. If you don't have a Power T beside your name, you can support by hitting the join button down below. Some of you guys have been gifting Talkin VAWLS memberships, and I'm grateful and appreciate that. But we got 850 people watching. We've only got 282 thumbs up. Can you guys just hit that little like button down there below the video? It does help the channel. And I'm going to challenge you. I want to give away some free merch. We've been trying to give away some free merch and falling short. If we get to 1,000 people watching live, 1,000 people, we will give away some Talkin VAWLS merch. So share out the link. Go to Twitter and say, come hang out with Talkin VAWLS. It's for the fans, by the fans. We're breaking down this overtime win over Mississippi State. Share it out. Get this thing to 1,000. And we'll give away, screw it, we'll give away 2. We'll give away 2 shirts. I was going to say, you running a double? You running the 35 for tonight, too? No, shut up, Dauber. Stop acting like JP. Dang. Let me catch back up with you guys in the chat. Back Quality says the time management should have been 20 seconds less, but GBO. Carl, the accountable accountant, says Dave looked great when his number was called. Man, you could tell he was amped up. He was amped up, ready to go.
The first thing I said was like, don't jump offside, son. On the first play, not later. Because I'm like, he's so juiced, he's smacking himself, he's fired up. I'm like, please don't jump. Please
how about that play call too? I was like, how about we call the old pull the tackle around. Get somebody.
Get some of the juice out.
I love that play call. Randall for 20. Thank you so much. That's very generous. What a damn good game. Boogie, this game is going to be the death of me, but dang, I love it. Heupel at the end, still playing not to lose instead of to win, but it's so good to be a Tennessee Vol. Let me tell you something, Randall. I appreciate the 20, and I appreciate the good conversation and dialogue we just had. But dang it, it's way more fun to have that dialogue knowing that we got a dub. It feels so much better knowing we got a dub. Kerry Ingram for 10 says, couple heart attacks today, but found a way. Go Big Orange. Thank you, Kerry. Appreciate it. Carl says this game is preparing us for Bama and Florida. Did the Georgia game prepare us for this game? I think maybe it did. Backflip Spaghetti drops to 20. I'll play the clip here for a couple of you guys.
Rocky Top!
Shout out Backflip Spaghetti. Just says GBO, we appreciate you. Jake Riggins has been a member for 52 months. Todd Hurley has been a member for 51 months. We appreciate that support, boys. Luke Thompson, how are those cowbells not pumping in noise? They are. It was deathly silent when they stopped ringing them. Deathly silent. Like that place sounds like Vanderbilt when they don't have those stupid cowbells. Todd Hurley says, about time our defense D-line gets to eat. GBO, Vols fan for 2, says D gave you 14 in the final stop. Joey down 7. Got it done. Appreciate you, Vols fan for live. Cletus for another 5 says, great thing is, even with everything we got to get better at, there's so much upside to this group. Robert Tuck says, why not call a timeout with 11 seconds left? 11 seconds.
That was the play. Actually, I was saying the same thing. I was even doing this. I'm like, timeout. But actually, by the time they snapped the ball, as soon as they placed it, we snapped it. Lost no time, maybe a second, if anything. So
was that was the 5-yard run on 3rd and 1?
Granted, we took the 2 timeouts to the bench with us and took them home with us. So yeah, you could have called it and maybe set up a better play, but yeah, I mean we didn't lose any time there.
Yeah, I think that was the running play.
Maybe a second.
And I thought he had an extra second or 2 when he threw it out of bounds too. But
that's probably what
I think they milked us for about 2 or 3 for real.
Michael Davis says, just ordered my only foul shirt. Don't support this degenerate. He says, thank you, Foul Ming, for your contributions to the channel.
I've got a show coming up in a couple weeks. Boogie, I gotta promote on here too. So we're just gonna take over your channel for a little while tonight.
Hey, I support you guys. Plug it now. Where is it? You can plug it now.
Oh, it's the good old Market Square in Knoxville, downtown, the Arkansas game. So not this coming weekend, but the next weekend, 8 to 11 at good old Preservation Pub.
Remind me when it gets closer to, and I'll put stuff on the social media, and I'll plug it on the channel the whole week leading up to it. Hey, man, I'm in your guys' corner. I want to support you guys. You need to go check out Google Dustin Sellers and enjoy his tunes. Randall Perry for 10. You convinced me. Boogie, we won. It's all good. Of course, if we win, it's all good. That's right. Go Vols says, I could have swore Joey was going to run out as time expired for a couple of minutes there. I can't agree with that clock management, though. Good game. Jim Slagle for 2. A fugly win. I love it. Andrew Short says, good coaching overall with bad execution generally. Bad 2 minutes, but Hype got Staley open over the middle. Joey missed. All the negative balls killing me. Dub equals a dub. Casey Edwards says, overtime felt like an impossible feat. Good run, Bishop. Man, it just felt like Georgia. It felt like what Georgia did to us. That's what it felt like.
It was almost picture perfect the same.
Yeah.
I mean, it really was.
Yeah.
Kerry Ingram gifted a Talkin VAWLS membership. Appreciate you, Kerry. Corey Smith for 35 months is thankful my heart has finally slowed down. Corey also drops a 5 spot. We appreciate you, Corey. Nathaniel Hughes joins the channel. Shout out, Nathaniel. We appreciate you. Put your favorite custom Talkin VAWLS emojis in the chat. I would appreciate that. JG, without Kitzman, Joey had a great day. Arian Carter legacy game. Nico still sucks. Scenic City VFL for 5. I'm done being miserable after a dub. Just win, baby. GBO, yes, let's celebrate the wins. Atomic Gas Man for 5. It's hard to win on the road in the SEC. Let's enjoy this win and get ready to play Arkansas. Big Trey drops a 20 spot. Coaches, program, players, and fans are always growing based on live experience and results. We are super relevant. MSU is legit. Talk about that. We will count that as a great win when the tally man comes. Chandler Matthews also drops a 20. Here's a Rocky Top for both of you guys.
Rocky Top!
Chandler says, a win's a win. Glad to see a road win and see us respond under stress. We will see before the end of the year. State is a good team. Go freaking Vols. Jacob Harmon's been a member for 12 months. Good old Nate gifted 5 Talkin VAWLS memberships. Thank you, Nate. And Brandon Coleman for 10. Never had a doubt, although my bloody nails would say different. Go Vols. Again, man, it ain't got to be perfect, ain't going to be perfect, but dang, it feels good to enjoy a dub. Let's kind of go through it here. Let's talk about this defense because, and again, I don't know why I do it. I don't know why I do it. I don't know why I stroll around the internet. I look at the live chat. Somebody asked me, Boogie, where can we hang out and chat and engage during the game? The post-game show is always set up early, and it's basically a chat room. All game long, people are hanging out here. I went to the VolQuest message board. I went to Twitter. The narrative is that our defense was absolutely awful today, Dauber. What were your thoughts on Tennessee's defensive performance against Mississippi State?
I don't think they were awful. I thought that the going into the game, pass defense would be what could be a weak point, and that Mississippi State has a couple burners at wide receiver. We did see he got behind us one time and dropped it.
So did we.
But I tell you, the rush defense tonight, to me, there's going to have to be marked improvement to go through the gauntlet of SEC football, because you're going to have games where teams are feeding their running back and they get going. And Bothwell tonight, I mean, he kind of carved us up.
Beast, yeah.
He's a good running back. But I think that goes back to we talked Wednesday on the Wednesday night. Having some guys out, getting Moy back today, I think that helped. I think we did see more pressure from the front. What'd we end up with sack wise? I don't have that up.
I know we're over 20 on the season. It was like 5 or 6?
5 or 6.
5 sacks, 11 TFLs on the day for the defense.
So there was a lot of pressure applied, and I think that helped the secondary. So going in, that was my big concern. Coming out, is the rush defense, and yeah, right there, tackling. I think tonight was pretty poor. A lot of bad angles, a lot of just kind of throwing arms and maybe a shoulder at a guy. And that running back was what, 220. He's a bowling ball with speed, and you're gonna have to lay into him, not just kind of throw your arms at him. And I think overall, at the end of the day, it's that bend but don't break mentality. And I think Tim Banks called a good game. I think it was execution wise, and I think missing some of the guys that we don't have on the field right now did show. I've got in my notes. Let's see. Josephs came back in after he went out, right?
Yeah.
Did West come back?
I didn't notice him come back.
I don't think West came back. So that's another thing to kind of watch and monitor moving forward, because we can ill afford guys like West also seeing some time on the sideline, because he's one of the dudes.
Hoping David comes back.
Yeah. So
he should be back David Hobbs should be back for Arkansas, 100%. Val, what were your thoughts on the defense overall tonight?
I'll just piggyback a little bit. I thought tackling was poor for most of the I just thought overall tackling was poor. Like we got juked out of our shoes a couple times, open space. Like a couple times, even up the middle, like we make a tackle, but we got drugged for 3 yards, right? So I don't know if that's a matter of just one-on-one battles getting missed there. It definitely was on the edge. Up the middle, it seems like, and as good a game as Arian played, that one of the plays I noticed was like he made a tackle, but then he get carried for 2 yards, and it's like, well, where he's meeting him from, that's what he's got to work with. But it seems like we had a better pass rush than we did like an actual just catching the run. Like, and you should never be catching the run, and it seemed like we were like catching the running backs at times versus getting a good push. Now maybe that's just their offensive line was pushing us around a little bit, but it did seem like we gave up way too much just easy yards. Like you give up that 4, 5, 6 yards, and it just drags out. I thought overall we looked pretty good in the secondary, other than had some open field missed tackles there on the side, but we got burnt once, and then we had a bad miscommunication. Now I don't know who to blame that on.
Hood and McMurray. I don't know who was to blame, but it was
I
Hood
looked
and
over
McMurray.
there, and my buddy was here, and we're watching, and I'm screaming, I'm like, "There's three receivers over here. We got two DBs. We got two DBs now." I can't see off camera, so maybe the safety's there, right? So I'm like, "What's going on?" Well, then I noticed the safety's coming from the middle of the field to try to catch up. So either that's a miscommunication on the corner's part, and that somebody should have went deep because they stayed up with the screen, like the deep tunnel screen or whatever they had on the edge there. So one of them stayed up with that and just let the guy right by him. Now, either that's a miscommunication on his part and he should have went with him, or the safety should have rolled over. Now, I don't know who that is, which one to blame it on, but like we've got to have better communication, especially on the road. Maybe that's why it showed up so much, because we're on the road, we're in noise. Little bit of like lack of communication gets amplified tenfold, right? Because we're in a raucous environment. You got to be communicating with each other. But I wasn't as disappointed as I thought I'd be the more I sit and think about it. But I mean, because if the defense that was on the last 2 to 3 drives showed up the rest of the game, this is a totally different game. Totally different game. Like, because the whole time I'm like, boys, we're cooked here. We're cooked because we just kept giving up these drives that I didn't think we should be giving up, because I mean I thought we're just a better team. Yeah, they had a couple burners and this running back that we just couldn't stop for some reason. But overall, when they had to have it, they showed up, and it was just there's a completely different just juice in those last 2 to 3 drives. And that's the thing I want to harp on, because I feel like that's the growth. Like, it's like, okay, we're the better team. Let's make a stand right here. Let's make a stop right here and prove that we can do this kind of thing. We can close out a game, because there's so many times in the Georgia game, we just kept getting run over, kept getting walked on. And I say that, what I mean is like 3, 4, 5 yards, 3, 4, 5 yards, just couldn't get a stop, couldn't get off the field. And in this game, I feel like when push came to shove and you absolutely had to have it, we're running out of time here, they bowed up when they had to.
Yeah, and there's plenty of times where it's like, yes, like getting a lot of pressure, get them behind the sticks, and then there's soft coverage on 3rd down and they convert. That happens several times again. I will say, like I said before, they gave us a little bit of taste of our own medicine as far as the box count and all that kind of stuff. So I think that played a bit of a role. They rushed it, and these stats are weird as this game was. They rushed it 57 times for almost 200 yards, and we only rushed it 32 times for 130 yards. But I think the biggest eye-opening spot for me, I think we have the speed and the talent with the corners, but the tackling on the edges is where that I think it shows up a lot in these kind of games. But going into this game, like you said, I was expecting them to throw it a lot more, and we held them to under 200 yards in passing, and we had over 300. So it's really kind of strange. They won a turnover batter. I don't really blame Aguilar for either one of those receptions, to be honest with you. They were a little hot, but a lot of those were passes to the hands. But defensive wise, a lot of the same old same. I just think it was a little bit camouflaged with what they're running and kind of giving us a taste of our own medicine.
I was surprised with Mississippi State's game plan. I thought they would throw the football more and run less.
Yeah.
And then as the game wore on, I'm like, why in the world are they throwing?
Yeah.
Like, why are you throwing the ball? Just run it every single time.
And I thought we would do the opposit,
Yeah, yes, yeah. It just felt like you mentioned that the stats were weird, and that's kind of why, man. I thought we would try to run it down their throat. We really didn't. And let me tell you the narrative that a lot of people are not going to like. This defense did not play anywhere near as bad as all of you people think they did. They did not play that bad. Did they struggle tackling? Yes. I was screaming at my TV screen because it looked like a drunk uncle at the tailgate running around playing against 6-year-olds. Like, just running around in open space. I'm like, he's just doing whatever he wants to do. And Tennessee could not tackle and get them to the ground. But if you're mad about the defense, if you're saying fire Tim Banks, at one point in the game, Our defense had more points than our offense did. Our defense had 14 points, and our offense had 13 points. The offense struggled early, but guess what? It's not all about offense. It's not about defense. It's about complementary football. You gifted them. You want to look at the scoreboard and say, well, we gave up 34 points, Boogie. Tim Banks sucks. We gifted them 7 right out of the gate. What's this defense do? They go out, get a 3-and-out to start the game. I'm going, this is a picture-perfect start. This is how we want to start. They take the football. We get the 3-and-out. Why in the world is Braylon? And I love me, Braylon Staley. You guys know I'm a Staley fan. Why is Braylon Staley returning punt? And I get it. You know, Boo Carter muffed a punt too a week or two ago. I get it.
This is the bugaboo right now. I don't know what's going on.
You gave them 7 points. You gave them the short field, 20-yard drive to get that first 7. You gifted them another 7 on, Dustin mentioned Kitzelman with the drop that led to an interception. And then Lance Hurd says, well, let me just slap you in the face and add 15 more. So they start on the Tennessee 26. That's another 7 that you gifted them. And I get it. They earned those 26 yards. But on the flip side of that, Colton Hood had the pick 6. You're down 3 after the fake punt. It feels like the freaking game's over. Tyree West just destroys their quarterback.
That's a play game.
Joseph picks it up, runs it in. Vols are in the lead. 5 sacks, 11 TFLs, 377 total yards. That's not a bad day at the office. 180 yards passing. That's not a bad day at the office. This defense did not play as bad as some people. Again, they struggled tackling. But at the end of the day, Val, I think you said it earlier in the show, when they needed to make plays, they made plays. They had 1st and goal from the 5 in overtime. Guess what? This defense dug in and said, no, we're stopping you. We are not letting you get in this end zone, and they brought home the dub. Complimentary football. When the offense struggled early, they got clicking late. When you needed a drive, Joey Aguilar led you down the field and got the drive. When you needed a stop, when the game was over after the fake punt, Tyree West said, no, I refuse to quit, and got home biggest play of the game. You guys said it. I don't think this defense foul was as bad as some people thought it was.
No, it's just – sorry.
Go ahead, Dauber. Go ahead. Go.
But I was just saying, it's just funny how it played out, though, because I think the narrative going into it was, are they going to pick on Redmond? Are they going to go after our secondary that's thin and in a way untested and lacks the depth, especially with what they have at wide receiver? But they didn't. And honestly, like I said, Bothwell just he was averaging probably close to 4 or 5 yards a carry. I mean, he was just picking up yards, and I think Fowl said it earlier. It was he fell forward every time, and it was you hit him at the line of scrimmage, but it's still a 3-yard gain, and that's to me that's what I'm leaving this game a little bit concerned about, because we know SEC is big boy football. It's a line of scrimmage game. And when at one point in the game, I texted one of my buddies, we'd given up 154 rush yards. At that point in time, we only had 40 ourselves. So you look at from there to the end of the game, we give up another 50, but our rushing game finally came around. So it's just – It was one of those. It was a totally weird game. To go back to what you were saying, it was kind of flipped the script, and I really thought that they were going to pick on our secondary, and they were going to try to, exploit that and those mismatches and test the youth and inexperience, but they didn't, and really they took it straight to one of our strengths and kind of won in that area of the game.
Do you have anything you guys want to add to defense before we move on? I want to talk about our run game, but anything on the defensive side before I catch up with the chat?
I think it's just a combination. You see 2 teams that want to do the same thing. I talked about this on Friday and about who's going to make who play left-handed, and both teams try to do that, right? Like that's exactly what's going on. But we try to take away what they want to do, which was take the top off. So we started giving up some run, and they knew that we want to grind the ball out and run the ball. So they force us into passing situations. And if we make, because we'll roll right into your offense here, if we make the catches that were available, this is a totally different game. Like we were the better team. We won the game. We'll move on. But they're this close to being great. this close to this thing being a wash. I mean, this was all-time classic, came down the line, overtime, all the things. But this close to making a couple plays on offense and defense, and this thing would have been an absolute wrap.
Yeah, and then like in this particular game, it's the hidden stats that aren't really obvious. It's the tackle for loss plays, that a lot of negative plays that we were able to make against them, versus we didn't have as nearly as many of those. And if you look at even though that guy was falling forward the whole game, by the time you add in the sacks and they had some several passes out to the side that we just ate up, which was great. That was the one time or a couple times that we did tackle well. And, turns out like with that subtracted out, they only averaged 3.5 a rush, and we averaged 4.1. So that's how weird this game was. It didn't feel like that. It didn't feel like that. But momentum. Yeah, exactly.
Jeez.
Exactly. And like the time of possession, they won. We had 3 turnovers to their 2. I mean, like this doesn't look like a game that we would normally win. But like you said, it comes down to these hidden stats and these key plays to change the momentum.
Especially, gosh, man, I just felt like we were getting after the quarterback.
Yeah.
And when you have those negative plays and you force them to have to throw, then that's when Tyree West, Caleb Herring, everybody's pinning those ears back and getting after it.
But the problem is that you got to sack. You got to play 3 downs. We get negative plays in the first second, and they convert 3rd and 8 or 3rd and 22 or some crazy shit stuff like that. Excuse me. Sorry, you can tell that's a bugaboo.
It's after 9 o'clock. You're okay.
Yeah. Well,
late not talking balls.
Put the kids to bed. We're talking some game here.
So it's just like that bugaboo, and like you said, the special teams fumble Ruski problems that we've had lately. I don't know what the freak's going on back there, but a lot of it comes down to just will and learning, I think, from the Georgia game, and not panicking and like putting our heads down when we came into overtime.
Let me catch up with you guys in the chat real quick. JG, I think I hit. Did I hit that one? Oh, I think he must have upgraded because he changed the membership. We appreciate you. MG Way gifted a Talkin VAWLS membership. Shout out MG Way. We appreciate you. Captain Woodland says painful win, terrible clock management. But hey, GBO Casey Edwards says I will take an ugly win over a pretty loss any day. That's if my heart doesn't explode. Vols Fan for Life says, guys, Mississippi State is us in 22. D is not healthy. D1 Georgia. Corey Smith for 10. Our defense, especially the front 7, doesn't wrap up at all. Tackling was awful today at times. Jeff Brooks has been a member for 34 months. We appreciate you. Tex Ball became a member of the channel. Thank you for the support. If you're not a member, hit the join button. We would appreciate it. JJ Landmans for 5. I mean, do you want me to read this type of stuff on air? I appreciate the super chat, but come on, have something of substance. Sword the Demon for 10. The game is won in all 3 phases: offense, defense, special teams. Good teams find ways to win, good and bad in all phases. Enjoy the bye week. We've got some big boys back for Arkansas. Yes, get healthy. We need a bye week right now. Bonfire Bear became a member of the channel. We appreciate that. Jeff Brooks for 2. Go back to the $1 Million Man. GBO, that's it, a hundo. You got to drop a hundo. You want the $1 million. Dudes, I cannot believe that anybody wants the $1 Million Man over Ron Slay. That's a hundo. A hundo will drop the $1 Million Man. Caleb Ray for 2. Scary, they threw for 115 yards, but put up 37. Wait, what? They threw for 180 yards and they scored 34. I'm not sure what Caleb's talking about. Scary, they threw for 115, but put up 37. Wayne gifted a Talkin VAWLS membership. Shout out, Wayne. We appreciate you. Jimmy for 10. Vol Nation needed a clutch win like that. Survive and advance from here on out. Fellas, Brum Dog Millionaire drops a 20 spot.
Rocky Top!
Says, I had us losing this one. We found a way. Opportunistic defense won this one. Banks will take us as far as he can. Screw all the people who hate him. Stephen Parr, thank you for the generous super chat, by the way. Stephen Parr for 2. Drops, bad time management, bad tackling. We still got a dub, Stephen. We still got a dub. Balls Fan for Life. You don't muff. It's a different game, period. Yeah, just, gosh, perfect start. And then just the momentum flipped early. It felt like we were fighting the entire game to get that momentum back. Cletus the Barber Beefcake says, hell, one more. I'm seeing some Negaballs ripping on Joey, but let me tell you, folks, we don't win that with Nico. So calm the F down. I don't know why anybody would be ripping on Joey Aguilar. Johnny Price for 2. Feels like Tennessee won a game they were meant to lose. Jody Wooten says that stupid offensive PI on Brazel that cost us a TD. That was BS. I thought it was going to cost us the game, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Bronson Hickman for 2. Can we say how bad the commentators were? Yeah, they were pretty bad. They were pretty bad. They're always pretty bad.
Yeah.
Pretty much almost every
It's
game.
not that they're bad. They're just anti-Tennessee. I don't care who's up there.
They're anti-Tennessee and uneducated on Tennessee. It's like
whoever, whoever the hot team is that week. Mississippi State was 4-0. Like let's stroke their ego.
Yeah. Whoever we're playing is the GOAT or the darling. Like if we're better than them, they're the darling. If they're better than us, they're the GOAT. Like it's just we're never either one.
I'm sorry. Are you still got more chats to do?
No, go ahead. I got one more that I'm going to hit. I got a big one. Actually, let me hit the big one and then hit it because, it's a hundo. Corey Smith dropped a hundo and said, he wanted a hundo. Here's a hundo.
Money isn't everything. It's the only thing. And everyone has a price for the $1 million man.
You guys blow my mind. Corey, I appreciate you, my man. $100 is ridiculous. It is generous, and it is much appreciated. So thank you for the hundo. Go ahead, Dustin, with where you were going.
Well, I'm always jumping the gun for big picture stuff, but is this the game that is a big teaching lesson for grinding it out and getting over this hump of games that, we really had no bit. There was plenty of times we could have taken this game, had we executed the way we're capable of, this would not have been as much of a close game. But I wonder if, like we mentioned before at the top of the show, taking on the mentality of Coach Hype and Aguilar with just kind of that even kill mentality, is this where we continue to learn and grow when we get to Vanderbilt at the end of the year, or we get to Arkansas, Oklahoma, all these games that, are kind of, some people picked us to lose or win. How does this impact us moving forward, and what can we take away from it?
Yeah, I think that piggybacks off of Georgia. I think we learned something in real time. I think they seen the difference of if we just drop our heads and let them walk right in, obviously what's going to happen? We're going to lose this game. Or we can tighten up a chin strap and be like, yep, things aren't going our way. We've had a lot of bad plays. We've put ourselves in this situation, but the game ain't over. Right. We can still go win this thing. So I think absolutely to your point, I think they learned something then. I think they proved it to themselves today, and we'll see what happens going forward.
I got to hit another one because you guys are going absolutely insane in the chat. Brumdog Millionaire for a hundo. We'll play the clip again.
Money isn't everything. It's the only thing. And everyone has a price for the $1 million man.
Brumdog Millionaire says, we dropping hundos? Yes, we are. Yes, we are. There's 700 people here. Everybody's dropping hundos, so keep them coming. You guys are crazy, I appreciate you guys. So thank you so much for the support. It means the world. This channel doesn't exist without your support, so we appreciate that. Where were we? What in the world were we talking about?
We're about to roll back onto offense and start talking about from defense.
Run game.
Well, I wanted to go to the run game, but Fowl said something before I ran through all the super chats. Missed opportunities, right? Missed opportunities. We talked about Braylon on that first punt return, and then following it up, man. I don't know if he had jitters on that second punt, and he's like, "I'm going to let it bounce."
Start, man.
Yeah, and then it pinned you. It pinned you on the one, and it's like, man, come on, we can't have that. And then he had a drop, like you said, Fowl. He had a rough start.
Until that last one where he made the first down,
but he did have some big catches too. He had some big catches.
And that's football. That's why, I saw some comments on Twitter saying, bench Braylon Staley and all this. No, let him work through it. Because, again, 3rd and 6 late in the game, he's tackled 2-3 yards short, and he fights, and he picks up the first down. We need Braylon Staley, and Braylon Staley's going to make a lot of big plays for Tennessee this year.
Did you, just real quick, did you notice that he had the muff punt, right? And then the very first time we go on offense, Joey goes straight to him. Strike, and then he continued to have a rough day. Don't get me wrong, but that's just that leadership that I'm loving to see from Joey, because he knows, everybody knows, everybody in the stadium knows, we know, the kid's having a rough day. How would you feel? How would you had the fall down a couple weeks ago and get the pick, right? So all this stuff's in your head. You're like, man, I'm having a rough day again. I'm going back to this thing. Back then, what did Joey do? He went straight to him, strike. So what's he do this time? I don't know if that's all Joey or if that's Hop making it the play call and saying, look here first, whatever. But I think I need my receivers to be confident. I need to know when I'm throwing the ball, like you feel good about it too. So he went straight back to him, showing that veteran leadership. I love to see that.
But like look at Mike Matthews, right? It's easy to point out that he's wide open for a touchdown, and he drops it. Like, like nobody's near him. You want to bench him? Because he had 6 catches for 118 yards today. Mike Matthews made some plays today. There's going to be times where guys make mistakes. It's football. It happens. And Tennessee had a lot of missed opportunities. Today. But yeah, at the bottom line, end of the day, you got to win, Dauber. You got to win. That's all that matters.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can say the same thing offensively that we just went over defensively. There were plays that could have, should have been made that weren't, but at the times that you needed plays to be made, the defense stepped up and made the plays. Offensively, the same thing happened. There were drops. There were tipped passes. Kitzelman. I'm not putting either of those on Joey. Those picks hit him in the hands. They were had the mustard on them. They were hot, but
I guarantee you, Miles Kitzelman sitting here right now would tell you he should have caught him.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Joey went back to him. Joey kept going to him. I can't say enough about this kid and his mentality. It's a dog at quarterback.
It's his best trait.
We want to talk about guys at Tennessee that leave that kind of legacy. You think back. I'll give you one for the older guys. Leonard Little. Guys like that. You younger Jawan Jennings for some of you younger guys. Just that have that intangible. May not be the best athlete on the field, but man, they've got it in them, and they give you everything on the field. I think Joey's got that at the quarterback position. He's had to grind it out. He's had to work for it at every stop in his career, and now he's reaping those benefits. He's got experience. He's got leadership, and he may not athletically be the best. It's a trade-off, but that mentality, the composure that he shows at that position, it's off the charts. To be able to do what he did in the fourth quarter, I mean, that right there shows you.
Everybody around him feeds off that, right?
Yes.
Not does he just go to him.
Oozes.
Like when Braylon fell down, it's easy to go, well, my freaking wide receiver fell down, not my fault, and go put your head between your legs. No, he goes straight to Braylon on the sideline and says, I'm going to need you to make a play, man. That's not your fault. Shake it off. Next play mentality is easy to talk about. And he truly lives a next play mentality. He was not fazed when Georgia came to Neyland Stadium. He was not fazed going on the road to play Mississippi State. He was not fazed down 7 with 8 minutes in the game when you needed a drive to tie the football game. He was never fazed. He is never fazed. Star Thomas said it. Right? Star Thomas said in the Georgia game, it was back and forth. It was a heavyweight fight. It was up. It was down. It was up. It was down. What did Joey say? I don't care. Somebody's going to make a play. If it's not Braylon, it'll be Mike. If it's not Mike, it'll be Chris. If it's not a wide receiver, it'll be a running back. If it's not them, it'll be Miles. Like somebody's going to make a play, Dustin. And I think our ball coach is that way because he's been there, done that. I think he has that mentality. So when he's got it and Joey's got it, it just makes everybody on this football team better.
Yeah, there's a sense of calm and confidence back there. And it's not just the throws and the IQ between the ears, because Lord knows we've needed that for 2 years. We've had 2 of the freakiest athletes as quarterback the last 2 years, but when push comes to shove and things break down, it's like just chaos and run and then get a tackle for loss. Now, there's other factors in that, as we know, with how the team has been built the last couple of years, but still,
Well, it's intangibles.
Yeah, exactly. And like he puts the touch on the ball at the right times. He puts maybe too much air under the ball sometimes, but it's a much more catchable ball. And like you said before, I don't put much blame on every pass that was dropped today, with the exception of one that was like a miscommunication that I remember, were catchable balls. There was one, I forget who the receiver was, but there was one out to the side. It might have been Staley or Brazel, but it was out to the side, long flow, but it was high and away, and just it was towards the start of the game. But I'm rambling, but there's so much that he does without making it look. He makes it look easy, I guess, is kind of what I'm saying at times, because he has an awareness about him. He can escape in the right time. He's not looking to escape. He's taking what the defense is giving him. I mean, I don't know how many rushing yards he had today, but
he had the ones he had to have at the end.
Yeah, just at the opportune times when there's nothing else there, take what you got and move the chains, or give yourself a chance to move the chains. And it's just I don't think enough people are talking about just his IQ for the game. I'm not an X's and O's person, but I think it's a great combination of his story and this offense. And like you said, Boogie, just to wrap it all up, his mentality meshed with Heupel's concept is just, a match made in heaven so far.
Let me hit a hundo real quick, because good old Nate Pruitt said, okay, if you're going to make me do it, I'm getting in on the fun. Nate Pruitt has dropped $200 tonight. Woo! So I'm making him the top donor of the night. He's also the top donor of the month.
And the donations.
$200 tonight from good old Nate Pruitt. We appreciate you, brother. You know what? I'm going to play the clip.
Money isn't everything. It's the only thing. And everyone has a price for the $1 Million Man. All I know is go Vols, because that's all I know. Go Vols!
Shout out good old Nate Pruitt. He says, another one. Thank you for being the best, Boogie. Thank you, Nate, for being the best. Okay, y'all are going, what are y'all doing? I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I can promise you Mrs. Boogie's watching right now going, she loves y'all and she appreciates y'all too, because Flyfish 21 drops a hundo. I don't know what y'all are doing.
Money isn't everything. It's the only thing. And everyone has a price for the $1 Million Man. All I know is go Vols, because that's all I know. Go Vols!
Okay, what is hold on a second, because now Brumdog Millionaire says he wants on the board. He drops a hundo. He wants another clip.
Money isn't everything. It's the only thing. And everyone has a price for the $1 Million Man. All I know is go Vols, because that's all I know. Go Vols!
I mean, I guess I'll put you and Nate side by side, good old Brumdog Millionaire and good old Nate Pruitt. Can we just call you good old Brumdog? Man, y'all are crazy. Dauber's like, I'm out. I quit. I can't take this anymore.
They're just like, hold my beer. Hold my
beer.
I'm
sick and tired of clips, so I'm leaving. Brumdog Millionaire says, get me on the board, book. All right, I put you guys on there side by side. Top donation of the night, top donation of the month. Is it a bidding war? I mean, is good old Nate Pruitt going to drop another hundo? I don't know. Y'all are insane.
Hey, it's almost like we're celebrating a big road win, boys. It's like we're celebrating getting the monkey off our back. Like Tennessee finally did the thing that everybody says we can't do. When the cards are down, Tennessee folds. It's like we always come out strong. We do our thing. We put up all these points and then fold. Well, what did we do today? We had to grind one out. And Tennessee got it done.
Yeah, we're crazy Tennessee fans. We'll buy a win if we have to.
To go back to y'all's points on Joey, like I would love to have a heart rate monitor on him the whole game. I just want to know. He seems superhuman. If we didn't already have an Iceman in our history, Joey'd be the Iceman. Like I just don't know.
I don't think you can't fake that. You can't.
Maybe
fake
one
that.
game or it gets blown out of proportion. You can watch him. Put a camera on him on the sideline. There was one where we had to punt and it was off a drop and he knew he should have had it. It was a good ball. It was clean. He should have got a first down. And he just like looks at it and he thinks about it and he looks at it. He just walks off the sideline. Like, I mean, just damn. All right, well, next. Like, I'll get it back in a minute. Like like he just has this. And then on top of all that, we're talking about, well, maybe he's not the most athletic guy or whatever. We got to knock a little bit of that narrative too, because who run it in there at the end?
Yeah,
and his pocket presence, like he makes it look so nonchalant that he's not getting enough credit. I mean, he just moves. Because I was telling my buddy, he hadn't
Hold
seen
on a second, Foul Ming. I'm busy and I want to do this real quick.
Man.
Chris Angel says,
money isn't everything. It's the only thing. And everyone has a price for the $1 million man.
I'm sorry, Foul. I didn't mean to cut you off, but
All I know is go Vols, because that's all I know. Go Vols.
Hey, I mean, cut me off all day.
Chris Angel wanted to get involved in the fun. He just says, "Go Vols." He drops 100. You all are insane, and I'm glad you're insane. I appreciate
playing blue
guys.
strips up in here.
Shout out Joey in the chat said, "Little Boogie is getting her car replaced." Yeah, if you don't know why I'm so over the top appreciative, my youngest daughter totaled her car this week, so another unexpected expense. So I appreciate you guys more than you know, but I digress. Continue, Foul Ming. I cut you off.
I was just describing a friend of mine who he's a Tech fan, so take it how you want to. I know Boogie loves Tech, but he hadn't watched Tennessee play, or he hadn't watched Joey play. And I was like, just watch his movement in the pocket. Even when he gets pressure, it's not just that he avoids it or that he just scrambles out and takes off. You see that all over the country. His eyes never leave downfield. It's like his body moves unnaturally while his head's downfield. Because if you ever watch those cameras when they put a GoPro on and the guy's moving, but his head doesn't move, like his body moves, he's always focused downfield, looking to make that play. He'll take the top off and try to make the play when he's got a check down. You can see him look at it. He sees it over there.
Yes, multiple times today he did that.
Yes, he'll do it to the tight ends across the middle. Sometimes he should take those, is what it is. But he has these check downs all around him, and he's like, meh. I got a shot. There's a shot. I mean, if it's 50-50, he's taking it. I don't care if he's on 1 foot, guy's in his face. He doesn't care. Dropping in a bucket. Maybe you'll get it, maybe you won't, but he knows my guys are better than yours. I'm going to get that more often than I don't. And never gets excited. You see him these great plays, these huge take the top off plays. What's he do? Goes off the sideline. Next play. Let's do it again. The dude's unreal, man. The dude is unreal. Oh,
we're talking about a guy
who needed him as much as he needed Tennessee.
100%. 100%.
Talking about a guy who didn't have fall camp, came in the spring.
It's unreal.
And is running this offense as efficiently and composed as he is. Cool as a cucumber. And
30 for 30.
We're looking,
it is.
The tempo is back. This is, you look back to 2022 when we were putting up video game god awful numbers with Hendon Hooker, who again, another guy who transferred, cast off from another school, but got his chance at Tennessee, was behind Joe Milton, and until Joe Milton got hurt, that's when Hooker got his chance. But accurate with the ball, decisive, good decisions, good reads, great pocket awareness, and like you said, always looking downfield to make that play, extend the play. He's not scramble first. He will run, but it's just that dog mentality.
And he's done it every game in some form or fashion. The 2 or 3 plays that stuck out to me was when we were pinned down at the goal line, basically trying to go the opposite direction. I don't remember if we scored on this drive or not, but his awareness to pump fake and then still get it out over the middle of the field at the last split second was a great pass. And then the one later in the game where he was getting tackled right before he hits the ground, he tosses it out there to the left to Staley. And then, of course, his nice touch pass, I think it was to Kitzelman, right in the zone where it kind of opened up there, and his run at the end of the game. It's just those kind of things that we we just haven't seen enough in the last couple of years with our quarterbacks. We've had to lean on other aspects of the offense at times. But he's in full control out there. And it just, like I said, there's just been several handfuls of examples every game that he pulls something out of his hat that just keeps the drive going.
I think we, like, number one, what Dauber said, the fact that he didn't even get here until the summer, that makes it even more impressive, because I think a big part of his success is that he mentally understands what Josh Heupel wants to do in this offense, and that's why we're seeing more of this offense. We're seeing more, not only of just what 22 looked like, but I think we've even expanded past that. Like, this offense is even different than it was in 22, and that's what good coaches do, right? They grow, they adapt. But I think we might be doing Joey Aguilar some disservice here. I think he may have more athleticism than we think. I think he may have more arm talent than we think. I think he can make all the throws. And shout out to Coach Hernandez, who I don't think is in the chat tonight, but his quarterback coach, by the way, comes from Coach Jay's coaching tree. If you weren't aware and you think that Coach Jay's loyal, I know he said it a couple of times on the channel, Coach Jay is loyal to all of his guys. And guess what? Joey comes from that coaching tree too. Coach Hernandez coaches Joey. He's his personal quarterback's coach. And he told Joey, dating back before his time at Tennessee, saying you can make all the throws. And Joey was down on himself, right? That's why the story is so brilliant. That's why if this team continues to win after win after win, maybe Mississippi State becomes something special. Maybe they go 10-2. Maybe they go 9-3 and they're a good football team. And we look back and go, man, remember when we were on the road and our offense struggled, but Joey picked us up and put us on his back and led us down the field late in the game to get that tying drive? How big of a moment was that? And then we tell the story. Remember when he was going to quit football and JUCO because he just didn't have it in him. He didn't think he was good enough. He was going to go be a fireman, but instead he goes to App State. He goes to UCLA. In the weirdest turn of events ever, he ends up at Tennessee. Oh, and now he's in the NFL. Like, what a story. I saw somebody in the chat just say he's going to the league. If he's going to the league, talk about a feather in the cap for Josh Heupel. But, Fowler, are we selling him short on his abilities?
I think so, because I was going to say earlier, I'm like, this might sound sacrilege, and I don't mean this is not a slight in all, because I'm a huge Hendon fan. Is he got better pocket presence than Hendon? Because Hendon would like escape and make a play. Don't get me like that was his that's what kept drives alive. It was
his athleticism really shined in those moments.
Yes, the dude was a freak, right? The way he moved, but it's Joey doesn't escape. Joey doesn't run. Joey doesn't take off. He just moves the slightest amount. He moves as little as he has to. It's almost his whole thing. He does exactly what he has to. He takes exactly what you give him. If it's this little pass here, if I got to move just a step to the right, it's constantly adjust, make a play. Adjust, make a play. It's unreal. And the fact that he's here, short notice, still making these plays, and love him or hate him, the $8 million man cast a shadow. And he had to come out from under that shadow because everybody's like, oh, no, we're screwed.
We're doomed.
Well, no, this guy said, hold my beer. Watch what I can do.
I'm better than the $8 million. I'm the Lunchfeld man, and I'm better. I'm better
how
than
great is it that he doesn't say a word? He doesn't ask you to like him. He doesn't ask you to pull for him. He doesn't ask you to look and see what I can do. He was just like, I'm going to go show you. Go watch what I can do. I'm not going to get excited. I'm going to make everybody around me look better. I'm going to make my coach look better. And this whole time, I'm going to appreciate the opportunity I was given. Now let me go out here and play some ball. And I mean, it's just I can't like this guy enough. If we lose out, I don't care. This guy, I'll be mad, but not at him. This guy has done more than I could have asked.
Tim Banks, take it out on Tim Banks.
Yeah, whoever. I'll yell at Boogie, but I cannot be mad at Joey because he's already done more than half of us would ever have asked him to do.
Yeah, and just like I said, just to touch on, we can change subjects, but just the extra couple seconds that he provides opens up so much, you know. Yeah,
and the fact that he keeps his eyes downfield, right? Because if you're escaping, you're not looking downfield. It's useless, Dustin. It's useless.
Right, exactly. And because it gives him the option to continue to run, or it opens up receivers just those couple extra seconds and fills those holes. And that's just something, that awareness is something that we've been missing for the last two quarterbacks, in my opinion.
Let me catch up with you guys in the
away
chat.
From a Heisman candidate right here.
Oh, yeah.
We're a field goal away from being number one.
If that field goal goes in against you, but if that
That's
field
it. That's
goal
all I'm gonna
goes
say.
in, if that field goal goes through against Georgia, do we beat Mississippi State?
Right.
Or did you learn and grow from that,
roll.
right?
I mean, you still roll. I think because I don't think. Yes, I think the way this game played out, we had to learn from Georgia to get over it. But if it shouldn't have played out the way it played out, like if you take away the muff, you take away some drops, like we should have rolled. So I'm not like because the situation it turned into. Yes, we needed that loss to learn, but it should have never been that situation.
By the way, I'm going to catch up with the chat. JG80 for 5. I'm glad he's in the chat because he told us a couple of shows ago that they were channeling their inner Foul Ming, which I just dropped the link to the Foul Ming shirt. They're shotgunning beers every time you guys drop a 50 spot or higher. I don't know how he's functioning right now because I don't know how many hundos you guys dropped.
We need a video of them in the Foul Ming shirts.
Shotgunning the
shotguns. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they're still standing. He says, we kept our promise. Shotguns getting on us, but we're still standing. GBO, I bet you guys can finish them off. If anybody's got another 50 spot or a hundo, let's see if we can put JG
real quick.
Let's put JG and 80 and the boys. Let's see if we can put them down real quick. Josh Lewis becomes a member of the channel. Shout out, Josh. We appreciate that support. Caleb Bray says, truly hard fought win. Feels great to come out of the winning side. I think the coaches put the players in sticky situations, both offense and defense. I already read that, but I'll read it again. Brock says pass interference calls have got to be reviewed. I don't think you can review, which I guess every call is judgmental, but they say you can't review a judgmental call. Captain Woodland says Joey is the most unlucky dude ever when it comes to interceptions. 2 tip ball interceptions in one game. Joey is a great QB. GBO number 6. Billy Todd says don't let up, put on more steam. Casey Edwards says penalties have to be reviewable or at least have the ability to challenge any of them. Man, you guys are on the same page there. Bane Frame drops an orange boy. That's a 20 spot. Let me do this. He says ball knowers will recognize. Oh, no, ball knowers will recognize that Banks lost the chess match and Heupel won it. Defense had more talent and poor tackling fundamentals. Offensive play calling was elite with too many balls hitting hands and not being caught. At one point, this defense had more points than the offense. So I disagree respectfully.
Can I get in on that one? Because I think it contradicts itself. Because it's like if we're giving Heupel credit for making the right call, but it's taken away from the player because he dropped it. It's the same way with Tim Banks. If he made the right call, because if they made the tackle, then the play call looks right. They're in position. You got to make the player has to make the tackle. So coach makes the play. If he's in position, execute. If the player don't execute, I don't think that's on Tim Banks.
Brumdog Millionaire for 2 says Braz is a first rounder that OPI was weak. Cody Copeland drops a 20 spot, says great hard-nosed win tonight. Key players stepped up when needed. No quitting this team, and they play hard for each other. We are getting close to hitting a few of those numbers on my preseason subs donation list. Boogie, I have it screenshotted, Cody. I have it screenshotted. You're the man. I appreciate you. Paul the Ball drops a 20. We're going to drop the orange boy for all 3 of those.
Rocky Top!
Paul the Ball says, what a game. State should have brought the cow instead of the bell. Trying to get out of Starkville. Ringside seats for the win. Not sure why State chose our end of the field in OT. My Vols nearly killed me. GBO. They didn't. They won the toss, so they went on defense first, which means Tennessee gets to pick the end of the field, and they chose the opposite side of the student section. So that's what happened there. Andrew Short says, can't say enough about Joey. Hope Merck and Mac are learning. Hope Faison is seeing us on visits. Joey already the next Knox legend. Brazel, my goodness. Ken Faircloth for 2. Thank God Joey don't act like the Vanderbilt quarterback. Ooh, that was tough to read. Thank God Joey don't act like the Vanderbilt quarterback. Good old Nate Pruitt drops a 50 spot, and he's going to reclaim that leaderboard. He's putting himself, he's knocking off Brumdog Millionaire, and he's putting himself at the top of the leaderboard with $250 on the night. Shout out, Nate. You're insane. We'll play the clip.
All I know is go Vols, because that's all I know. Go Vols.
I would love to see JG80 right now grabbing that ice cold Coors Light out of the cooler, turning that thing sideways, stabbing it and going at it. Not a hundo because my wife would kill me. However, I'll take the lead. It sounds like Brumdog Millionaire has been challenged. Let's talk about the offense, and we'll tie a bow on this thing because I thought our identity would be running the football tonight. 32 carries, 131 yards, 4.1 yards per carry, 2 touchdowns. Bishop was the best back today. 11 carries, 72 yards. Of course, he had the 25-yard touchdown in overtime. That's where a huge chunk of that came from. You take that overtime run out of there, his numbers are not that impressive. Star Thomas, 10 for 33. Peyton Lewis, 3 for 10. Are we struggling to run the football, Dauber, or are we just having more success throwing it, so we're throwing it? Or is it they're putting more guys in the box and Joey's saying, hey, I'll beat you? Or is it a combination of all that?
I think it's a little bit of a combination of all of that. And I think we were taking what Mississippi State was giving us offensively. You know, there was a comment earlier. I can't remember who it was from, but it was when Lewis was in at overtime. I was like, oh no, and then at the end of the game, I was like, oh, okay. But the thing I want to talk about these running backs, man. You got 3 legit dudes, and what a luxury that is to have, because at the end of the game, you know, I think because Lewis, you know, you're rotating in and out. He was fresh, you know, and he was able to bust that, and you know, he was pulling away when he got across the end zone. So it's one of those things. I don't know that we performed poorly running the ball tonight. I think it was just that's the way Mississippi State game planned and played defensively, that it just, you know, I think they said we're going to stuff the box. We're not going to let you run the ball, and we're going to make Joey beat us. And Joey did that. So, and I can't believe Boogie's wanting to like tie a bow on this right now. I just opened, just ripped open a bottle of Makers and poured a drink. So
it's Pregame. We can do it. We can do it.
I'm in the long haul right now. Let's go.
Well, cheers. Here's my Gatorade Zero. I'll cheers to you, Dauber.
Let's go. Come on.
So,
what is happening? It's not Sunday.
No. It can be. It can be for the right price. I think to your point, it's a combination of things. Like, I think everybody's catching on that Tennessee is a run first team. Like, it's been a narrative that we knew about, that the national media didn't want to talk about. Then all of a sudden, it's like a light bulb went off, and everybody wanted to talk about it because they figured it out. So everybody going into the season, especially early on, because you're preparing for these early games, you know, all the way through the summer, fall camp, things like that. So everybody's preparing to stop Tennessee's run. Everybody wants to load up. They got the 3-headed monster back there. They know what we want to do. And they didn't think Joey could be who he is. I really think that. I think they said, screw it. We're stopping the run. We're going to stack the box, or we'll bring pressure. Whatever we got to do. We're not going to let you just run on us all day like you've tried to do in the past. And without a couple drops, Joey's smoking these fools. Like, we've had, like, and I'm not bashing the receivers because they've had some great catches too. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, Brazzle, as Mike Keith likes to say, the Brazzle Dazzle. Like Brazzles look good, man. Like, they've all looked good. Like, they've all made these big time catches, big time touchdown receptions. But if you add in these drops, and let's take away the ones that's a little off target that you say, well, he should have caught it. Just the ones that's like money, you got to catch those. Joey would absolutely be smoking these fools. And nobody, I don't think any defensive coordinator or coach, for that matter, was prepared for that. And I think that's what's playing out. I don't think it's a slot in the run game. I think it's just Joey's better than they thought. And they're like, I'm going to force this guy who hasn't been here to make some plays that he shouldn't be able to make. And damn it, he's making them. Deal with it.
So how do we feel the rest of the way right now? Like, it's amazing how your mind shifts, right? It's like when Tennessee's trailing and you feel like it's over and they fake the punt and it's like we're gone, we're done for. Defense responds. Joey gets the drive late in the game. You escape. Just win. Just be the better team at the end of the game. Get the dub and move on. And this was, we talk about being on the road and how tough it is. This was a big one, Dustin, because you got that win. Arkansas is coming to Neyland Stadium. They did not look that good against Notre Dame, and I get it. You got to go out and you got to play the game. I think Tennessee's going to be a heavy favorite against Arkansas in Neyland Stadium. I like the Tennessee Vols in that game. The back half of the schedule, on the road to Alabama, on the road to Kentucky. I get it, they're not very good, but here we go again. It's tough to win on the road in the SEC. Oklahoma at home. New Mexico State, that's a tune-up game. Florida's in shambles on the road. Vanderbilt, a lot of people think they're good. How do we feel about the back half of the schedule? It's good to have a bye week right now. Get healthy, get ready for Arkansas, and then the gauntlet starts in the back half when you kick it off against Alabama on the road.
Yeah, like I said before, I hope that this is some sort of imaginary hump that we've had for the past couple seasons that we're getting over here of, you know, grunting it out and bearing down and pushing through these games that get a little sloppy and a little ugly, because Lord knows SEC can jump up and bite you. I don't care who you're playing at any time. If you lay an egg, most teams are going to make you pay for it. I like our chances against Arkansas. We'll see what Oklahoma looks like with their quarterback kind of being in limbo right now. I think that makes a huge difference on that team. I'm not sure if they were off today or not, but I haven't seen if they played anybody. But that one was always kind of 50-50 for me. But with him being out, I like our chances better than that. You know, Alabama away, another one of those tough games. I think we'll rise to the occasion, same way we did against Georgia, and be ready to go on that game. But it is away, and then of course we've got you know, the old Florida Swamp monkey that we need to get. We got a lot of monkeys. I don't know what's going on, but
still got 3 of them we got to get rid of.
Exactly. So I like our chances. You know, it's you know, how do you build week to week and continue to stack things and not regress? We've been pretty solid on, you know, we still get the penalties at bad times, but it was less today than what I've seen in the past. We've played a little bit cleaner this year, I feel like, overall. And you know, how do we continue to bear down and get through these games that, you know, throws us a curveball and we're not playing at our best? I think this team has shown so far that regardless of what we've seen through these 4 games, they found a way. And I like that. I like our chances through the rest of the year.
Dauber, how do you feel about this team on that back stretch?
Going on the road to Tuscaloosa is going to be tough. I think just as the Georgia game was kind of a momentum, you know, springboard for the front part of the season, I think that Alabama game is going to be what kind of sets the tone for the back half. You win, you're looking in great shape. You lose, it's not over. It's, you know, I think it's how you lose, how you play on the road, how you handle that environment. Bama's looking good right now against Georgia. I don't think Georgia's as good as they've been. I don't think Alabama's as good as they've been. So there's a lot of questions that are unanswered. You know, Kentucky on the road the following week. That's going to be tough. It's always tough to go up there to Lexington. We seem to, you know, so many times have a you know, way better team on paper, and go up there and you're in a dogfight. And you know, we've been fortunate to come out on the good side of that more times than not. I don't have much concern about the Oklahoma game because it's in Neyland. I think that's a factor that, you know, you just you can't overlook, and that's going to be a big game. And then Vandy at the end of the season, man, you know, that's just going to be, that's easy money right there. We're not going to lose to Vanderbilt in Neyland at the end of the year, barring like catastrophe and like major injuries and, you know, just this team completely falling apart. This team right now, the way they're playing, I've talked about it for a couple weeks. They've just got a different mentality. The way they've been approaching things, you see it in the interviews, you see it when they're talking to media, and you kind of see it tonight. They won a game that they didn't play their best football, but at the end of the day, they found a way to get it done. They found a way to step up both sides of the ball and make plays when they had to be made. You know, I like it. We've talked about wide receivers tonight. you can look down that entire wide receiver room. Guys have had drops in spots that the plays needed to be made, but they've not let that affect them. They've come right back and made a play next time up. I like those guys. I really like the quarterback and the mentality. And I think going into the second half of the season, you heal up this bye week. You take care of business at home against Arkansas, a team that's struggling. I don't know if you saw Sam Pittman in his post game, because fans are clamoring. They've lost 3 in a row. And he's like, if I'm mad as hell at myself, I'd be mad too. But I think we take care of business there, and you roll into that second half, sitting with 1 loss and in a driver's seat to head down to Alabama and really set the tone for what this season could be.
JG80, oops, I hit the wrong button. I was about to click the super chat. JG80 for 2 says, shut it down or we're going to need more beer. Somebody better put on more steam quick. Brumdog Millionaire for 5 says, bet all your savings, Brazel or Matthews for most. I think he meant wide receiver yards. I'm betting it on Chris Brazel because he's going to that's who I 100% expect. I think we're all in agreement on that.
That chemistry is getting better and better.
Tie big fat bow on it. Foul Ming, how do we feeling about the end of this season? I think you're playing with house money. Like getting the win today was huge because now, like you obviously want to run the table and kind of set yourself up for an SEC championship, a good seed in the college football playoff. But you got a little house money now because if you slip up and lose to Alabama or you slip up and lose to Oklahoma, it's you got that win today, which was so big.
Yeah, I think some of that is when we get to the playoff part. That's a big part of the game that's going on right now because I want to see how that falls because you got beat by Georgia. Can Alabama beat Georgia? Then we turn around and beat Bama and turn it into this little three-way race. That's huge. And you guys have covered it, so I won't get into each thing. But do you see a game? And this is the chat. This is you guys. Do you see a team we can't beat? I don't. I don't see a team on the schedule we can't beat. Now, do you see teams that can beat us? Sure. But the only team that can beat Tennessee, and it's orange glasses, whatever you want to say, I'm being dead serious. The only team that can beat Tennessee is Tennessee.
Forget the schedule. That in the country. It
doesn't matter.
In the country. You put Georgia on the schedule
again. Put the ball down. Put the ball down. Hey,
anybody in the country.
Kick. Make the damn kick. Okay? We win that game. So put the ball down. If Tennessee gets out of this drops or these key penalties, or we miss a field goal, or you have miscommunications and get this torched over the top. We're not getting beat because somebody's better. We're not getting beat. We're getting beat because we make mistakes. So that's stuff, and that's fine because that's stuff we can clean up. That's stuff we can take care of. I don't see a team out there I don't want to play. Sign them up, put them on the field because if Tennessee plays to their potential, we can beat anybody on the field. And I don't know. You can give it. You can say Heupel. You can say Tim Banks. You can say Joey Aguilar. I don't know who's giving me that confidence, but when this team's clicking, this team is scary. And when this team gets clunky, we look terrible at times. But it's not because the other team is doing it. It's because we're doing it.
Yeah.
If you drop a ball, who's that on? That's on me. If I have a fumble, that's on me. I miss a kick, that's on me. I get a penalty, that's on me. At any point in any of that, where did I say the other team? Nowhere. So sign them up. I don't care who we play. Because I know your question was like, who on the schedule? What do I think about the schedule? I don't care. Sign them up. If we play to potential and play clean, we can win out over anybody.
Line them up, put the ball down, and let's go play. We got a bye week coming up, but guess what? We're still going to be right here tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern time for the fan call-in show. We're going to go to sleep. I'm going to be up early tomorrow morning. I'm going to put out the day after video, so be looking for that bright and early tomorrow. Monday morning, Eric Kane's going to be in the house, locked on Talkin VAWLS right here on the Talkin VAWLS Network, 9 a.m. Eastern time. The rest of the week, Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, we'll play some EA Sports College football. I don't know what it looks like from there. Most of you guys know we're working to get Joey Aguilar on for an interview. He said during the bye week, I don't know if it's this bye week, the next bye week, me and Coach are working with Danny Hernandez trying to iron all that out, make sure it fits his schedule. If that works out for this Wednesday, then me and Coach will sit down with him on Wednesday night at 7 o'clock and do that interview. It's all in Joey's hands. It's his schedule, how it fits. So we will let you guys know. Probably not going to do a Friday morning show this week because of the bye week. Going to spend some time with the family, get away from the computer, get away from the internet for a little bit, and then we will be back next week, business as usual. But make sure you stay dialed in. Make sure you stay tuned in. You don't want to miss that Joey Aguilar interview, business as usual, through Tuesday night. So get in where you fit in. Go check out the merchandise, bonfire.com/store/talkingballs. If you're not a member, fix that. Hit the join button down below. It's only $1. If you haven't hit the thumbs up yet, I don't know what you're doing. Hit it because it's quick, free, and easy, and it helps the channel. We would greatly appreciate it. Shout out to all the supporters. We appreciate you guys. Y'all are nuts. Hundos, 50s, 20s, 5s, and 2s. I don't care. We appreciate you. We say for the fans, by the fans. Also fan-funded. This show doesn't exist without your support, so I am grateful. But that is going to do it for Fowl, for Dauber, for Captain D. My name is Boogie Bentley. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. Go Big Orange.
That we call home, and it's night and I'm alone and I'm alive.